This is the homework quiz for week number 16. We're looking at question number 3, which asks us to write 95% as a fraction and as a decimal. This time we're given the percent. And this is what the percent looks like on the 100% block. That blue block, this time we're calling a 100% block, and it's covered over 95% with 9 10% pieces and 5 1% pieces. So that's 95%. Here's how we build it to get to that point. 1/10 we can show either as a fraction here or as a decimal, and that's the same as 10%, and that's 10% on the 100% block. That's 2/10 or 20%, 3/10, 30%, 4/10 or 40%, 5/10 or 50% or 1/2, 6/10, 60%, 7/10 or 70%, 8/10, 80%, 9/10 or 90%. And we can also express that 9/10 as 90/100ths or 90/100ths. 91/100ths or 91%, 92/100ths, 92%, 93/100ths, 93%, 94, and 95/100ths or 95%. So here we can see the fraction equivalent of 95% is 95 over 100. And that makes sense because percent means out of 100. So 95%, it's the same thing as 95 out of 100 or 95 100ths for a fraction. And then the decimal is 95/100ths. Let's see again how we can go from a percent to a decimal without having to use the physical model. 95 divided by 10 would be 9 5/10. We'd move the decimal over one place to the left. 95 divided by 100 would be 95/100ths, moving the decimal again over 2 spaces to the left so that we have a smaller number. So 95/100ths is the same as 95%. And what we're doing is taking 95%, percent means out of 100, and we're changing it to a decimal, which means out of 1, and therefore we're dividing it by 100. And the quick way to do that is to take and move the decimal 2 places to the left. One last step that we can take to complete our chart up here with the fraction, decimals, and percents is to take 95/100ths, the fraction, and simplify it. What goes into both 95 and 100? Well, again, it's 5 in this case. So 95 divided by 5 is 19. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So 19/20ths is the simplified version of the fraction 95/100ths. So we can add that to our chart. And that's the completed work for project number 3, for question number 3 in the homework quiz for week number 16. If it makes sense to you, go ahead and look at the practice problem that is grouped with question number 3 on the homework quiz for week number 16.